Is it working? It's now live. 4 monkeys. Okay, what are you on about today? Nibiru. There's this channel out there, Nibiru News and that, they're talking about Nibiru. Okay, Nibiru, we know that all truth seekers know, not this every day 9 to 5 Joe Blow who goes to church and listens to everything the preacher man tells him and entrenches into their brain and makes them believe whatever they want them to, whatever. More on that. But for ones who just get out there and find the truth themselves, realise that like the Bible, it goes way back in time. It was from Sumerian tablets and other tablets, even dating back to other things like the Anunnakis of I've told you about David Guy meeting this guy in South Africa, a witch doctor, and he had the knowledge of the first creation, how they came there. The beings came, and he's got the lizard man, the reptilian as the god idol, and that they were the Anunnakis, and for them to be saved again, they had to do work for them and blah blah blah. And the Bible's come down nowadays from this, so you got to take everything into account. And so just a little bit of stuff that I learned from Jesus, and then science fools me in with things, and it goes to the first. Well, in science, they look at the first creation, and from all the explosion, blah blah blah, and then you have in the water the first organ comes along from a atom to a molecule, and then it turned into an organ. Now that what first organ was one, so one organ, just like a creator, just hypothetically given name, Jesus. Well, I mean, because you can't really say Jesus because that's the son, so he can't be the creator. You know, I'm going on what your book's all about, and so you'd have to see it as Father Jehovah, and then but then you'd look even further back and you go another creator. Oh, could be Allah. Oh, could that be the spaceship what the Anunnakis were in? Their spaceship was actually called that. Their mainframe, their computer. As you guys are kind of starting to see, and a lot of people are seeing of a matrix world and everything like that, and like a computer simulation could be running this whole show. So, you know, computers got names, like I know there's Apple, there's Samsung, and it could be computer Yeshua or the Allah, hypothetically saying. I'm just showing you all the creators, but then you got to come back to the science side of it, of life, where it came from was a first from an organ, one. So you can see both of them sort of like meet match in the era we're in now, because in Jesus' time, if he was explaining about, oh yeah, I'm not of this world, we're an advanced alien race, we came here before, my father's just sent me myself this time, when we all came once before, but as Kanakis, and we tried to help you then, but then you keep doing things wrong and this and that. So then you get all these differences, and when you see like the degrees, okay, so some are looking like power our universe. So they're saying they were from Nibiru, and you know, like this channel, what's going up about Nibiru, they're talking about, oh, it's coming close, going to, other people going in their heads, going to destroy, it's going to destroy the world when it gets here. Well, okay, we'll go back to a man, Admiral Byrds. He said he went inner Earth. But like it's you got to really look at it like, hey, here's a guy who fought in the war and this and that, and then suddenly there's a plane flying along with Nazi signs on it. You're not going to go like, oh wow. You're going to be like a bit spinning out about it, like so you can see that they never tell the full truth. So when he's saying about he went in Earth, and hypothetically, Nibiru might be the place in Earth, and like even though all this time that we've gone forward over 50 years, we haven't even gone back to the moon. But that's the quickest hoax to butter this all down so this truth can be squashed out. You know, we're not like that. We can go out of space. We're not inside our Earth. We're not in a closed dome like in the Bible says of like all creation is multiplied like that. And of course they'd want to trick you because they want to control you and have you as the slaves and carry on for the Akanakis and keep beating away. But I'm not always see of the slavery side of it, because that's how this elite with superpowers, or it's like superpower says, they know things what small-minded people don't really want to get out of and find these truths and to the advantages, and it's like pretty incredible. Yeah, but they make a lot of money out of insurance, and the insurance companies are really going really hard and fast now. So there's coming times on the other things is going to be more revealed as what it must have been all about right room when I came back, because what was stuck in my head was 2020, and just not so long ago, within a couple of weeks, I've been seeing over YouTube and other people selling them, and it goes Trump 2020, the silver coin 99.9%, turn it the other way 666. Just something to ponder over there, but they entrenched that 2020 into my head. And when I heard the Trump 2020, like I even put something out to Beaver about that, because I heard him say something about 20, but the Trump 2020, because it was 2020, and it's I went there as the Antichrist, so that was their way of saying, no, this is the Antichrist, this is our Antichrist, okay, yeah, well, this is the one who that, but as he is puppet on a string. If I was on playing strings like that, I'd be saying, "Oh, I got it all under control because his wife is so loyal to me because she doesn't care." Hi, Nibiru is still making news, and this is what I'm putting this out today about Nibiru, is because I know how much people have been trenched into believing things, and the Akanakis to say that and this skitchin and that, they came from another planet and that's why people just bow down to them and worship them in a machine. Well, you look at an airplane now, and 100 years ago, if you had an airplane flying around in the sky, people would be up there worshipping and going, "Gosh, they must be from another planet. We're not really on Nibiru. It must be another planet out there." And then when you see inside Earth, in the Earth as a flat plane, so much is coming up about flat Earth. Nibiru would be inner Earth as a flat plane with sides, sort of water, and then the other outer edge. There's mythical maps of the Buddhist time and that of these other lands what are around the world what we know. It's 360 degrees, and then you got to look at the Masons on how they got their degrees things, and you'd look at it like it's the Bible structure of that 360 degrees drop down into 10 different plates, just hypothetically 10 different plates, and each of them being 30 degrees, and they control each of those. How science is talking about power universes and dimensions, but you'd see them as each different layer then. One's look at it like going out, but from your own inner self of your chakras, having them all lined up with the earth, because when you find that you're all one, you're from the earth, you are the earth, and you are of the living, and so be. So with them entrenching about Nibiru and the saying about these planets they're starting to see now. If you've seen an old video of me and I've seen a planet behind the star, behind them, hidden behind the moon. Yeah, it's controlling people's masses. They're starting to, it's entrenching into their brain that there's something that they're going to come in and destroy this world. Just more of the control, what they're doing, entrenching everything to that there's something from out there going to destroy this. Then we all know that there's like 100 of the elite with the most money in the world, 90% of the wealth of the whole world. You know, like a lot of things could be just fixed up totally if they weren't greedy, but greed is the root of all evil. So we're not justifying what their measures are because it's already been said what they're like and everything like that and blah blah. And it's coming out more that the Vatican Church, over in the Pope and that, they worship Lucifer. They've got this telescope, and they're not looking out to the stars. Other people who are getting trenched about this Nibiru thing, they'd be looking out at the stars and that. They have got this telescope, and they're looking out at, not out there, they're looking within this world because they know the truth. They're not as silly as what, well, the other one's tricking everyone. So, well, they know that they are under a dome, this and that, and they don't want to reveal where they really are. So the picture's getting played out totally of Nibiru and everything like that, and I can just see, because I've gone into the channel and tried to send some things through, and I've heard that's what they do too, even with flat Earth. They see these little groups who, like, they'll be flat Earth people, but they won't be really flat Earth people. They're just sort of like dragging people in and sucking them into the wrong sort of angles and that, and that's just like this. New people would go to that, but they're sucking them into the truth angles that they're still like, you know, creating this thing what's going to come and destroy this world and everything like that. And well, as I said, Nibiru's 4 monkeys, where there's only one man's talked about this before in books what I've read in the past, and he entrenched into people's mind. Jesus in his stories was your thought. Even if you're married and you're thinking of a sexual thought of another woman, you're committing adultery. That's where the 4th monkey comes from. How his wisdom was came here to show this wisdom, because we've got a power in thought. And with all this mass media and all this control, Inakis are still here and are living in the next puddle over. They're totally living here as well, and they're actually here as well. Our DNA. I've actually discovered lizard people here. No, don't. What it is. You got to look at mankind, Jim Huxley. Mankind is statistic. He is the only animal on this planet what destroys over just greed, over just jealousy. He has killed his fellow brother. He's killed his mother, sister, and father over just greed and control and this and that. So you can see the destructive nature of the humanity race, okay? So throw out all this alien sort of crap, what they try and feed into you is that they're all negative and this and that and this and that. Is see this point, you get a basket of apples. There will always be a bad one in there, okay? So where they coming across this other belief they're trying to create of another pure race, it will never work. It never worked in the past. What people aren't understanding is all this has happened in the past, and even in their pure race, it's stuffed up, because you'll always have in the basket of apple one bad one in there. So take the race and the gender and everything what they're sticking into people's mind, not trying to say like, where he spoke things of forgiveness. these ones who are doing things wrong, it's not always their fault because they've just been entrenched, conditioned, believed, and this and that, sucked into, this whole essence of the Bible and all these teachings and blah blah. The hidden secret is he wants every single soul, okay? Because the plan, because it all started from one organ, all creation. The creator came into the book part of it, but the first organ, is something what you find, that's the belief of your heart, the faith of you are great. I express it to people. I put words out there even just to help people get picked up and just start believing in themselves, and if you can see through the scriptures of what my brother Jesus spoke about and that, I'll say it like that, it was all about lifting one another up, believing more of yourself, love yourself, thinking of like, there's an Akanakis in another realm. We're gone past an era even greater than that, because we're in an AI and the computer era and the matrix and that sort of format of it. So if you look at like a power being, it's just future technology, but in the future we are just sort of like stagnant. So they're living in a presence just there, but it looks like they're in the future, but they're not really. I think you're right on like how you're saying they're in another pool. That would be a good way of explaining it. That's how I've sort of like, I was going to explain how one pool to all these other little pools, and yeah, I see you can see my track on that, and I had a couple of things I was just going to show, but I have bad luck with computers and that and everything else. But you got to see like how Admiral Byrd's
this message. With these closing words, our meeting seemed at an end.
How he spoke about going into an inner Earth, and then down south. Then when he got down the South Pole, he got attacked by aliens. So there's two different forces in this realm now trying to control, and you can see one is the pure race, just hypothetically like the blonde hair and blue eyes, and the other race is the grey aliens, pure race. They think their way is the way, and they think their way is the way. There's a out of balance, and that's from within us.
It has been completely against my values of moral right. Now I seem to sense the long night coming on. The secret will not die with me.
Well, his secret did die with him in the end, Admiral Byrd's, because they got to this and that. They got to his even in his son too, I heard. And I'd just like to finish off with this last little bit.
My wife asked a question and I told her. So she does a little research on.
I just like you to have a.
When did you have this dream? A couple months ago. Well, when did exactly you have the dream? It was, June 15th. Okay.
Well, it's a belief system. It's not like they've stuck us on a spinning ball. 500 years ago, we didn't even think of a spinning ball. So they didn't stuck us on it. Like all that's in the history, like you know that 500 years ago they just invented the spinning ball from some other, scientists at their times created the mindset of the spinning ball, the calculation. You even look at Einstein, the relativity. They've found that's only just an answer to an equation. It's not an answer to it all.
But I'm still researching the dream and all the things in it. That's how found out the meaning of her name goes back to Sanskrit. She is Kali, she is Isis, she is Diane.
Love you, sister.
And I've learned a lot more about the fractal universe.
Fractal
And I
universe.
have changed my whole spirituality
Learn.
based on this. I now believe there is just one living organism. And we're all part of that. Just like in the dream. Every character in the dream I created out of this brain that's inside this skull. Just like I created everything in that dream. So in this life, something else has created all this. Every character in that dream was myself, even though they had different names, faces, jobs, histories, families. They were all of my creation, from my mind. Even the Colosseum, even the city, the country, it was all out of my mind. And that's the fractal relevance of where we are today. This is what this dream taught me. So if you want to make changes in your life, you don't go outside yourself. Just like, let's say there was a character in my dream that said, hey man, I'm not having a good day, I want things to change. The character would not have to do extraordinary things to make changes. The character would go inside. Where is inside of the character that is in my dream? Well, when the character goes inside, it's going inside me. And that's where we go when we pray or when we have a constant thought pattern, algorithm in our mind. We go to the source, the creator of our reality. And that's where my spirituality is now. Hey, I hope y'all had a good time.
Love you too, brother.
But it's been 31 minutes. I think that's enough for today. Bye-bye. Love y'all.
Love you too. So I'll just leave you with that. That's been the closest man on this planet, other than the man I've met before, the most humblest man on this planet. Spoke it like the way Jesus spoke it to me. The most humblest man I have met on this planet. So, yeah, a lot of things are coming together and the Lord works in mysterious ways. And, hey, Gil, you're on the right track on Nibiru, but you can see where I'm coming from of these other people entrenched that it's a destruction for the human race again. Everything is just a creation of all these stories. You know, from the year 2000, they thought we were going to be destroyed then they thought we were going to be destroyed in the year 2012, and now it's carrying on again with these other things, but we're still here. I just have to say it like that, and is to see what I'm on about, and yeah, and I'm just working every day to become as humble as him, and well, if you knew those things, you'd be so humble. I agree. Thank you. See you next time, sis. Oh, Rainbow Giant. I just caught your name then. Peace out to everybody. Love yous all. Love for peace.